Goski? Is it Goski? Do I hit buttons on this? I hit this thing?
Yeah.
I hit the live on it? Oh, it does the 3, 2, 1, 2. What's up, y'all? Coley, first live stream. And two simultaneously true thoughts. One, I'm going to be doing this every Friday at 9 a.m. PST, 10 a.m. Or 12 p.m. EST. Math is hard this morning for some reason. Maybe forever, like maybe till the rest of the life. Like FDR's fireside chats. You know, every week he, during the Great Depression and World War II, checked in with the American public via live conversation, and at that time was radio. This is live stream, a newfangled thing, to have a communication and dialogue with people about thoughts of the day. That's true, and my plan. Two, there's part of me that doesn't feel like doing this at all. So forgive me on the first one. I'm working through it. I have not done the new stuff, obviously. That's why I have, 14 music albums out, movie, comedy special, TV show, bunch of podcasts on the way, and no fame, which is fine. I follow my soul. It's gone the way it's gone, and I've luckily been I've not had to do live streaming or influencer stuff or come up with clickbait or any of that. I've kept my soul true. And here I am with a bunch of art and no fame. So I guess I need that to get the message out. Or how do you have a revolution, positive revolution, without people? So here we are. And I'm keeping it all the way real because I'm trying to do it different than before. It'll be difficult. So forgive my growing pains. And my biggest thought here is I want to not have like podcaster tone. Like there's like customer service tone. You talk to somebody at a store or on the phone. They're like, "Hello, sir." I'm like, "Talk to me like a person, man. You're just putting a mask on and whatever." I don't want to like broadcast to you. I want to like talk to you. And that will have elements of TED Talk, elements of conversation, like ask questions. There's probably no one on this right now. It's the first one, so it's me to you, delusional, same as it's always been, and is also fine and preferred. And ask your questions, and we'll go and we'll have a conversation. And then some part of it will be like stand up, and I'll tell some jokes and do some weird faces and do some weird stuff. Like, it's cool. And we'll talk about the news of the day. We'll talk about themes in revolutionary podcasts and newsletters and music, movies, TV, and unwind stuff that's more topical in the major content. Because, in a movie, it's got to be funny, entertaining, right? TV show, it's real life. Music's got to feel wavy, make you want to dance. Podcast is informational. Here's a place where we can break all those things down and talk about, what am I thinking on that? Is it, about politics or health or life or society or psychology or self-growth or any of these things, right? So open season. Ask any questions. Say anything. No rules. Let's go to deep topics. Let's not talk about the weather and baseball. Yeah, that's the intention of it. Since no one's on here, I believe, probably. What do we got?
Two on Facebook.
Two on Facebook, dude.
Three on Facebook.
Dude. I'm basically famous, so I'm gonna switch up now because I'm famous, and I'm famous now with 3 people on my live. So I don't need you guys anymore. I'm famous now. No, I can bet everything that will never happen. What's up, y'all? Jeffrey Sayers, Ascension, Bryce's older brother. Bryce's older brother with the Harper picture. The Harper picture with Jay Wright. That's from my, that's probably Harp Daddy. Of course, Harp Daddy's the first one who joined. Shut your face, Harper. Shut your goddamn face. That's Harp Daddy. You'll see him on the TV show and in such legendary productions as The Cop and Keys Wallet Balls. Funny as fuck. You should do stand-up, Harper. You're hilarious. But no, there's barely anybody on this. So I think a good place to start on the first stream is, this is going to be syndicated, so you can always see it. Let me know what I should call it. We're debate Coley Live, Coley Side Chats, Revolutionary Live. Leaning towards this Coley Live because that's just what it is. And maybe I'll play some tunes from the Jeebus soundtrack, get you up to speed on what I've been doing, if you give a fuck. And, some part of me has to be satirical while I do this because that's what I do, so. And I guarantee the enthusiasm will grow as I do this more and more and more because it is fun talking to people, being social, not being a reclusive monk who just makes stuff all the time. What do we got here? Another Sir Key music. Nice. Seer Seeker. What do we got here? We got Twitch. That first one's Twitch?
Yeah.
Who's the one? Did they see the name? Who's the
I don't know. I don't want to click anything.
Maybe click that little person. What's that little person? Oh, can you see like that? What is that? Yeah, whatever. Okay. There's one on Twitch. We got one person. Thank you. Put your name somewhere so I remember that and you can go to Concerts for Life. And Coley for President YouTube 0. I'm famous. And Facebook 1. That's super. Oh, Dare D313. Dare D313. Yo, I got a 3 on my finger. It's my favorite number. So whoever you are, you're the fucking man, dude, lady, non-binary, canary. I love you. Put your info in there, and you can come to any event you want ever. And kick, all that's cool. And shit, man. All right, so here we are. We're live streaming. It's a thing. It's newfangled. It's Gen Z. I love Gen Z, by the way. Y'all are awesome. You're purpose driven. You get it. You're conscious. You're the next evolution of adapting to late stage capitalism and its issues. And of course, you're going to be a bit emo because if I woke up or was born and I sense that climate change is going to massively disrupt my life and all the resources of the world was already hoarded by the rich and the rest is fighting over the last 1% of it, I would be a little emo too. But just let's keep on applying it to social justice and world healing as opposed to interpersonal breakup songs and things. Because if the Earth's not here, nobody can get broke up with. It's a luxury problem getting broke up with. Make your heart grow. Make your heart grow. That's all I say. And some of you out in Hollywood, I mean, you're in the 0.1 percentile of jawlines. I don't know why you're so sad. You dress like you're in Twilight. We did that for like 3 months in 4th grade with Jenko jeans, and then the pants are heavy when they're that baggy. It's heavy. It's not functional. But I love you, Gen Z. I love you. I'm an old school millennial, born before technology was a thing. Like when I was born, there was no computers or cell phones, and during my lifetime, after playing in the woods and doing local hustles outside Philadelphia, technology got invented. And that charting time of my coming of age life has kind of aligned weirdly with the changing of the times. Facebook was invented the year I went to college. Like the first year I went to college is when it was invented. Started out at a couple colleges and then went everywhere, and now it's what you see. I graduated Georgetown University in 3 years, magna cum, 2 majors and a minor. Your boy gets down. Finance, theater, and international business. And magna cum, paid my tuition selling weed, and then I worked on Wall Street for 1 year. I consider that my 4th year of college at Credit Suisse, media investment banking. And for that 1 year, it was the Great Recession when the entire system collapsed because of greed and moral hazard on Wall Street. So I got to see that up front and how that can make society worse. And then the year I fell 12 feet on my head was the year Trump got elected. That was dystopic. And then in 2020, March of 2020, I got OG COVID, that first one. It gave me double pneumonia, blood clots, seizures, and inflamed my spinal cord and discs so bad I needed a neck surgery to get the inflamed discs off of my spinal cord. So yeah, that COVID was real for a lot of people. My dad passed probably related. A couple weeks after having it, heart stopped in his sleep. So it was a very real thing. I know it affected a lot of people. 1 million people died. That's double World War II, the amount of Americans who died. And half the country is acting like it never happened. And the rest of us, I think, have not processed or integrated it. So we have this kind of amnesia, which is often in PTSD from that time. We all want to move past it, but we also got to kind of like heal and acknowledge it and be like, yo, that was fucked. That was fucked and weird, and let's be friends and work through it instead of just like acting like it never happened. Instead, we're talking about things that I don't think are threats. I mean, existential threats is climate change, worldwide flooding, supply chain issues, difficulty getting enough food because of droughts, increased heat and forest fires, increased pandemics, mosquito and born illnesses. These are the things that can kill you. And it could be because you just walked into a CVS, caught something, and the next day you have a stroke because COVID popped a vein in your brain. And it's a very real threat. And for some people, it did nothing, and God bless. But for people with autoimmune and other things and comorbidities, it was very real. And yet everybody's worried about trans. It's like, when's the last time you walked into a CVS and woke up with a trans woman's dick in your butt? It just doesn't happen often, I don't think. But that's the biggest threat facing America. It's like we're all gaslighting each other over identity politics when there's like a very real existential thing that we could all work together on, which would both give us purpose and fix it so we can all continue to live and do whatever the fuck we want to do in our personal lives because we're here. But if the world floods or burns, there's not going to be anywhere to debate identity politics. So, I don't know. And but I was checking my text on live. That's the thing. What's that? That was 10 minutes? 10 minutes left, you said, or 10 minutes?
10 minutes that we've done. You can also see down here in the
No, I'm going to go an hour. Yeah, I'll go an hour. Oh, tell me. 10 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, down here.
Oh, what's up, man? Bop, bop, bop. Sea Seeker Music. What is your formal name? Your God-given. Your mother-given name. What's up? Yo, ask some questions. Let's do some questions. I can also do characters. Last night I was talking with my boys about various characters I do. I got one called, what was it? Diabolical Idiot. Well, that's just the way it is. I got another one that's like, vulnerable hero. It's like, look, my whole life is meant chasing purpose, but I hurt sometimes. Things like that. We can go into little voices. We can talk about Jeebus. I'll bring you up to speed. So, Revolutionary, first newsletter went out Monday. This is the first live stream to go with it. We're going from art zone to broadcast zone to actually give you stuff that I've made instead of just making it privately and having grand ideas that are not in actuality. So that's why we're here. Over the course of that wild journey of leaving the system to become a full-time artist, and I haven't worked a job in 15 years, and self-hustled to fund all this stuff, I've probably made and put into all this $2 million over the course of 15 years from all sorts of sources, and very little revenue back because I haven't promoted, because I've been such a pure Taoist monk Buddhist kind of thing where I just kind of make my stuff and not worry about the results. And you learn a lot going this kind of hyper real path instead of playing to the algorithm. And I'm happy to have done that. It's amazing because it's a path of self-discovery. You find out who you are and you make all your mistakes while you're going. And then so now when you feel fully formed, bring it to the world. If you're going to make political and social comedy and content, you really should develop a long time because you don't want to be out there winging that. That's important stuff. And, obviously like you see with some of the leaders who are gaslighting us, it can get people to get hurt or be toxic. So if you're going to speak publicly, you want it to be, pretty accurate. Right. So I went on that path and over that time amongst these wild societal changing things like, Trumpism and the pandemic and the Great Recession and technology and AI and all these things, I just was following my muse and studying and learning and making stuff and trying to hustle to make it work. And the soul fed itself, and the industry has slept on me. But in that time, what it resulted in is I've self executive produced, wrote, directed, starred in, and made the soundtrack for the Jeebus movie, my first feature film, season one of the Coley TV show, which follows everything I've done. And literally, most stories I tell you are on camera because we put cameras around the whole thing. I've got like 25 albums recorded, I think 14 out, a catalog of like 500, 700 songs or something. I think I'm on my like 100th podcast recorded, maybe 50 out, and thousands of pages of stand up written. My first comedy special, Vasectomy for Women's Rights, that's coming, and I really did get a vasectomy. And I've written 10 more movies to follow, Jeebus, and a lot of work, a lot of prolific work, and very few fans or money from it. But I feel very creatively fulfilled, and the next step to fulfillment is to share it with others and have a dialogue, and here we are. So I want to be very successful. I would love for the whole world to hear my message and works. And it's not about like I'll never buy name brand stuff or fancy cars. I'll keep dressing like this. But I do want to get the world to hear this. So here we are. And the most deepest blessing pivot in my life was the Jeebus movie. So after the tumultuous 2020 and nearly dying, I wrote this crazy script in bed about a beach bum Jesus who comes back to teach America how to love each other again. And it's mocking the times, red versus blue, kind of like Sacha Baron Cohen or Monty Python, using Christian's boy, Jesus. Christian nationalism is a little toxic, so I figured let's have Jesus come back and be like, yo, I didn't say half that shit. He's smoking a joint being like, I was just saying love each other, man. I was saying let's be friends. He would have hung out with the weirdos. He would have accepted everybody. He wouldn't have cared about money. He certainly wouldn't have condoned political violence. So, made Jeebus, wrote, directed, produced, played 5 roles, whatever. Put up the first like $100,000 myself, and then a bunch of people joined me, and the whole thing cost about $400,000. And moved to Gulfport, Florida, this beautiful hippie heaven beach town near St. Pete, where everybody is like old school hippies. Like, this is not LA hippies. It's like they're dirty, they're trading hours, they got food forests, they're invested in permaculture, they're talking about philosophy at the coffee shop. It's like, you felt like a beat poet. And from just going into town, half dead, 40 pounds overweight from coming off of the COVID with this crazy script, I just started telling people about it, and then the whole town joined me to make it. So I ended up casting and crewing like 200 people, plus if you add all the extras, there's probably like 400 people were involved in this. And it went from being the unluckiest thing that ever happened to me to the luckiest thing that ever happened to me. And life imitated art. And everybody in the community was involved. Black, white, Latin, Native American, Asian, special ed, artists with disabilities, neurodiversity. The local homeless guy, Max, played one of the wise men. Every political stripe, every political party, every religion represented. Veterans. It was really a community project, and all I told everybody was, be what you are. So like, if you're a fish, be a fish. If you're a bird, be a bird. If you're a turtle, be a turtle. I don't want anybody to be what they're not. So like, if your skill set is in logistics, do producing. If your skill set is in design, style or the sets. If you're funny as shit, I don't care if you're a professional. Most people were not actors. Just be yourself and be funny as shit. Just turn it up to a level 12 of what you are. And all I ask is that you be authentic and say whatever the fuck you want. And if there's any material you're afraid to say in your own projects, please say it here. And that's how we got a true representative community voiced message, part script, part improv, a community mocking the times to say, hey, this is how we can heal this and accept it. And it came out so beautiful. And here I am in Los Angeles for the first time living here, the big Hollywood lights with my first movie, living in a house with my boys, like I always wanted. So really, really wild turn of events from nearly dying to that. Got this crazy neck scar to show for it. They replaced 2 discs, and then I resurrected. I'm kidding. Okay, I am not even close to Jesus. It's a comedy movie, and you have to admit that in these eras because there's some charlatans letting you play in the gray on that. But yeah, so here we are, live streaming. What we got here? Hey, buddy. Rittenhouse Lauren. Yes. Yes. What's up, Lauren? Made an incredible music video called Love Is My Religion with an incredible band out of Gulfport called Solar Flare. And they work with an organization called Project Free, who I served and did service with and played with my buds every Tuesday while I was down there because Gulfport gave me so much love. I wanted to give some love back. And they do a play every year at the Gulfport Theater. They've got their own projects coming and songs. Check out Solar Flare right now. Go Google Project Free or Solar Flare. Check them out. They're incredible. When I go on tour, Lauren, you're opening for me. When I go on tour, y'all got to come open for me. I tell everybody about you out here. I was actually at a script read. Look him up online. I'm putting him on the spot here, but a guy named Michael Woolley, Leon Woolley or something. He's got a movie that resonates that I told him about. Y'all you should be in. "313 is my favorite number. Dope, Dare D. Be right back." That's all good, Dare D. Dare D's taking a dump. Lauren's the drummer for Solar Flare. And the leader and a boss. Life's good. Life is good. Man, seeing you on here, Lauren, made my day. I felt a little cynical about doing this, but now that I feel like I'm talking to a loved one, I feel good. I miss Gulfport and being silly down there. Out in LA, I got to get serious and try to sell these projects so we can keep on making more projects, but I'd rather just be a beach bum in Gulfport. How is everybody? If you're still on there, let me know. So the Jeebus movie has a 16-song soundtrack, and there's a song that features me, Siobhan out of St. Pete, check her out too, Audrey Short, check her out, and Solar Flare, and it's incredible. It's a cover of Ziggy Marley's "Love Is My Religion." It came out really good. So we'll be dropping that and a couple other music videos for the soundtrack, kind of like how Will Smith used to do with the Wild Wild West and Men in Black. It's cool having a soundtrack with the movie. And I made the soundtrack in 4 sessions with the producer, and we kind of did it real wavy. 4 sessions, like 3 hours each, and we had everything recorded. And it wasn't like making a soundtrack. We weren't like, let's make the soundtrack the movie. We were just making music while we made the movie. So it kind of like aligns, but it's real music instead of like soundtrack music. It was cool. And then you do podcasts while you're shooting, unwinding the themes. And then the TV shows following the wild way we made this with a co-op. So it's kind of like vertically integrated media where you're making a movie, you're making music, you're making podcasts, and you're making TV at the same time. So it's like 4-dimensional multimedia, what I call enlightainment. Instead of entertainment, it's enlightainment, where it enlightens, teaches, educates, inspires, while hopefully being entertaining. And I'm very purpose-driven, and it's all mission-oriented, but it's also edgy as shit. So we curse, we say crazy stuff, we do foul jokes. It's all that. It's all welcome. That's art. That's comedy. I'm from the 90s when you could say shit. But our intention's true, and we're trying to get people to the answers and healing and ask questions, and we're not trying to be the prom or the poison. So, but comedy's comedy, so funny's funny. You got to say shit. And I will always believe in that and never bow to that. Then I get out to Hollywood with this fresh movie, and they're like, "Yeah, how many serial killer movies?" They're like, this is too edgy. We need serial killers. It's like, why is edgy comedy not allowed, but like killing people on camera is allowed? Like, it's like horror to them is safer than edgy comedy. That's insane. It's fucking insane. I have a movie that's literally made with a co-op where all the cast and crew co-own it, diversity, all the things. Not because it's the in thing, not because of DEI. I've been talking like this for 20 years. Ask anybody. It makes it cooler, it makes it funner. It's entertaining world. That's representative of my life. These are my friends. And then you do it all the right ways they say, and they go, nah, we need a serial killer movie. It's like, all right, you need more of those depravity. But we're going to build our own co-op. Revel Media. Revel means to celebrate. So we're going to be a positive revolution. Celebrate change. It doesn't need to be political violence and Molotovs and anger. It can be love, truth, laughs, songs, jokes. It's a positive revolution. Let's celebrate change, because if it doesn't need to be such a slog. We're all going to need to activate like World War III, but instead of fighting, we're building levees and replanting trees and healing arts and social services and artists telling the truth. It's going to be like the 60s was, right? With all the change. Let's make it fun. Let's do some microdosing mushrooms in the field while we dance funny and say truth. It's like that's what the 60s was like. That I got that in me, That's how I'd like to do it. And I hope y'all join us on that if so desired. It's a fun way of doing it. It's got to be positive. Yeah, what's up, Dare D? Thank you. Dare D, make sure you sign up for the email at jeebusmovie.com or Revolutionary, or send me a message on IG, because I want to hook you up for being the first person on this. I really appreciate it. And yeah, I'm idealistic. I think it can work, and we're going to attempt it. And bring everybody with. So like for Jeebus, for example, the co-op we made, every cast and crew member has a equity share in the film. They have a profit share. So I think after all said and done, for me putting up most of the money and sourcing it and writing it, directing, producing, playing 5 roles, obviously spent the most time. I think I have like 51%, and the rest is given to cast, crew, and community investors. So it's really like a community-owned project. That's what the E in DEI is. They don't spend a lot of time on the E, but if you just put a rainbow flag on a corporation and they don't give stock options and equity to their workers, you're going to stay on that rat race chasing their cheese as housing prices go up and inflation goes up, because most of the resources and assets are hoarded. We need to make sure everybody gets a piece of that equity. Equity is very important. Equity is how you have stakes in things that'll pay you passive income for life. So say me and the co-op make 10 movies. Some are hits, some are singles, some are doubles, some are triples, and they have all these stakes, and they pay out whenever we license them to Netflix or Amazon or whoever we do. They get passive income, and you build up to the point where hopefully after a couple successes, they have enough for their monthly bills. They don't got to work, so they can just be free hippie weirdos with me making stuff. And you don't got to do it because you're chasing a check. You can do it because you're chasing purpose or creative fulfillment. You don't need to use a carrot and stick to get people to move. And this movie proved that. It wasn't paid. Most people were not paid. There was a couple people who insisted, fair enough. And if people needed money or they were struggling on a bill or something, I got them. But for the most part, it was everybody doing it for equity and passion. And it was just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. In Gulfport, it's like, we're making a movie for purpose. So like, we're in. In New York, it'd be like, what's in it for me? LA would be like, I love it. And then you never hear from them again. Philly, they probably would have robbed you by now. But they would have done it so funnily that you would have still liked them as they walked away. Nice. Let me check here. Dare D said you texted me. I don't got a text, dude. How do you have my number? And I don't have a text. It's all good. It's communication in a new world. Yeah. Another crew member from Jeebus just hopped on. What's up? Doing this live streaming thing. Hey. I'm killing it out in LA. We're talking to some really neat humans. And we're finally getting people interested in the project, and I think we're going to sell it this quarter. And then that'll roll into the next one, the next one, the next one. And everybody who had a good time on Jeebus and Gulfport is welcome in all the future ones. I like the Adam Sandler thing where you got your same cast of weirdos in every movie, and crew members, obviously, you got a spot on every Coley movie for life. So whether it's made out here or I come back, I got y'all. You'll hear about it from me first. It's a man and he's talking on a live stream. He's a live streaming man. And it streams it live. He's a live streaming man. He came from the streams alive. And now he's on the streams of the internet. Doesn't sound as good as the streams alive. I prefer to be in the streams alive. Oh, Dare D, text me on Instagram. Sir, I believe that's called a direct message. It's not a text. Look at you. Look at me knowing the lingo. It's newfangled lingo. I've got 7 different pages. Which one? Oh, there we go. Here we go. Accept. It's me, Dare D313. Look at you. With cat videos. Awesome. Cat pictures. Nice. Sup, Dread? Some cute cats. I'm more of a dog guy, gotta be honest. I'm more of a dog guy, but that's beautiful. Everybody's different. Everybody's different. I like dogs because they're stupid and they love you so much. And no matter what you do, they love you more and more. And they hold so much pride for their owners. As you're walking down the street, you see the dog being like, Ma's got me. Dad's got me. And they're like, yo, can I love here? Am I participating? Because I want to be involved. That's all dogs care about. Am I involved? Because if I'm involved, I'm participating. Like, hey, can I participate? That and like, yo, let me get a little of that food. What are you thinking? Cats are smart and a little psychopathic. They're like, yo, please. I'm cool. I used to work in a pet store from 16 to 18 in King of Prussia, and most of the people work there from West Philly. That's where I met Tommy Turner, who's star Jeebus, plays Paul, and a lot of incredible people, and taught me so much about life. And it was, other than what I do now, which I don't consider a job, that was the best job of my life. I would go to work, get stoned, play with puppies, and make a bunch of jokes with a bunch of black guys who were hilarious. And then that led to me getting my first residency at the Laugh House, where Kevin Hart was found, and be one of the few comics who look like this. And it was amazing. So fun. They understood me and got me quicker than other communities. The Brooklyn hipsters with the mustache and the boots thing, they're like, you're not cool enough, okay? You're not cool enough. And the West Philly guys were like, yo, Coley's that. And I'm like, they are cooler than you. So by extension, maybe, I care about that opinion more, But anyway, it led to a lot of beautiful collaboration in my life to this day. Went from me and Tommy talking in that pet store about God knows what to making movies together about God knows what. Like, how fucking awesome is that? So fun. Oh, those are street cats. That's even better. I was a street cat once. Now I'm a house cat. Awesome, Dare D. I hope you follow all the channels and stay in touch, because super appreciate you. Also, anybody's welcome to DM, email, or text in all the channels. I'm sure it's on there somewhere. Any questions or things you want to hear about for next one. And hopefully in a couple months from now, there's like a bunch of people on here and we got it popping. We can all have a conversation. We can debate things. We can try to figure out solutions to the world's problems, come up with weird ideas for the next movies and songs and comedy sketches. Y'all can dare me to do weird shit, and I'll probably do it if it's funny. It just can't be mean or negative or a waste of time. It's got to have some nutritional value. I can't just do like certain type of TikTok videos. Like, I'll use these new mediums. I'll use these new mediums. I'll use the pipes of the machine to put the rage against the machine and the water to heal the machine in. But I can't bend and do what the machine does, which is like TikTok. And no judgment to anybody. Charisma's awesome. Swagging's awesome. Dancing's awesome. Whatever's used, awesome. I don't judge a damn soul. But for me, I can't do iterative stuff. I just can't. It hurts. When I go to weddings, I'll be the first one out there dancing, being a weirdo. And then the second it's like the organized dancing, I'm like, I gotta sit down. I can't. Maybe I'm just bad with instructions or rules or something. I don't know. But I don't want this to turn into therapy from me. Nobody likes that from a comedian. When they're on stage and they start like talking about deep shit and you're like, yo, make us laugh, man. You're supposed to be Buddha. I believe comedy at its best is the translator between spirituality and regular life, between the Buddha and the cheesesteak. You know, the cheesesteak is funny. The Buddha is perfect. But you could say all the perfect words, not funny. So you got to do the comedy in cheesesteak form. And apparently politics is the same way now, although it's poisoned fake cheesesteaks. It's people who are not cheesesteaks telling you they're cheesesteaks, but really they're golden toilets. I am going to play, speaking of golden toilet, I'm going to go to the bathroom. But in the meantime, I'm going to play some songs from the Jeebus soundtrack. They bop, I believe. You tell me. No one's heard these yet. There's only 2 or 3 of the songs out for the trailer, and the rest of these are on the 16-song soundtrack that'll come out. So I'll play some while I go to the bathroom here. This is the Jeebus soundtrack cover. That's all good. You don't gotta. Wow. Yeah, it's the cover. And all these songs are also in the score of the movie. So as you watch the movie, you get all the songs. And I guess Riley, if it stops before I'm back, just go to the next one. Yeah. That I'll put on here. This is what first one's called Waves. Let me put it through the big speakers. And yo, do not use my content chopped up to do misinformation. All right. One thing that's furious to me about this new era is there's no long form, right? So I might make a thought or a point that is complex, nuanced, has multiple components, and not just fake two-sided. I'm just like, you're trying to analyze it to see what's accurate, right? And then somebody could chop it up into an 8-second bit, send it out on just one part without the context, and it seems like you said something completely different than what you said. Let alone they could chop it with AI and make it even just like not true at all. So I'm saying I do not give you permission to chop my stuff up in a way that is incorrect or inaccurate to the essence. If you want to chop it up and send it out in a way that's accurate, take license, be my guest, but I cover my bases here. The short form answer is don't be a weasel. All right? Be light, don't be dark. Do things with the intention to heal, help, and be honest. Don't do it with intention to deceive or gain or whatever. And whatever that looks like to you, take license. And I'm doing my best, and we all make mistakes. We're fucking human. Waves. Back from the bathroom. See, it was quick. I was peeing. It wasn't a dump. I didn't take a dump. No, I don't take dumps. People don't take dumps. I'm kidding. Notice how the things that we all hide from each other, like when you take a dump, is the thing we all do. Something in that. We all have like archetypal shame. Sex. Poop. Like it's like the things we all know and hide. I mean, part of it's discretion and, you know, politeness, but that little feeling where you feel awkward, like I didn't. It's like, but it's the thing we all have. It's just like human, intimate vulnerability thing. I don't know. I'd tell you if I did. I would be honest, but I happen to not this time. When can we watch the movie? So either next week or the week after, we're going to send out a Kickstarter to get promotion funds. And for anyone who helps us, we're going to give a private link to the finished movie. And that's while we shop it to the big streamers. And I'm hoping to get it the biggest look it can get. I want to get it at the top of Netflix or Apple or Amazon. And I'm in LA working on that now. And these people are not used to fresh things and they do not have new ideas. So if this was a serial killer movie with a transformer in it, it probably would have been sold by now. But I'm working on it. Tell people. If they just, the other thing is, if I just had a bunch of followers, they would buy that too. So these people do not think outside the box or take bets anymore. That's how Hollywood and all that used to work. They took wild bets on music artists and all this, but now they just look at numbers. So it's all good. Dare D, look at this. Oh man, you're awesome. Give me a little game on the intellectual property rights. I appreciate that. Zach, what's up, dog? We'll play another one. Beach Bum. I had a thought while doing this on, look, some of these, I just got some contacts so I can actually not wear shades all the time, but I need these glasses to see. And people have asked me, they're like, oh, do you wear the yellow shades as style? And do you have the yellow Crocs as style? They're like, nice style. The funniest thing about this, which I think is a metaphor for life, is these are both a result of natural born accidents, bad things that turned into good things. So fell 12 feet on my head in that shampoo commercial, had to get this for the concussion. It helps like with visual disturbance. And then in 2020 when I got COVID, I could barely walk for a few months. So Crocs were the easier, like you can just slide them on. You don't got to bend over. And I only had them because my dad wore Crocs in the shed he lived in at the end of life, and like joking around with him and satirizing him in my TV show. I had these Crocs he always wore, so that's how I had them. Didn't wear them other than on the TV show, and then I myself was fucked up and had to use the Crocs. So I showed up in Gulfport with these yellow shades and the Crocs, and it turned into the Jeebus character style, and here we are. What's up, honey? Yeah. Tell Molly I said what's up. Honey is the most amazing solid partner of Molly Cobain, who's in Jeebus. And an amazing woman and an amazing dude and the cutest couple ever. Yeah. Next one, we got what? 10 minutes left. And I'm going to do 60 minutes every week. 1 hour every week. So I'm getting used to the muscle memory. Even though nobody's here, I'm doing a full hour. The people who've shown up, though, I freaking love. And it's very cute and silly that they showed up. And I appreciate it. You can't cancel. This is Born Canceled. A song on there. Because I say edgy stuff. I sleep like a baby. My karma's clean. I got no actions to be worried about, but people will probably try to cancel me for my words. I say heinous jokes and crazy shit, and in political times, everybody's so angry. So they might try to cancel me, but I'm like, I'm born canceled. What are you going to do? Send me to right here? We already went over this. I'm not famous at all. I've been doing this for 15 years without fame. Say I get the fame, and then they're like, we're going to cancel you. I'll be like, where are you going to send me? Where I just was last Tuesday? Right here? I mean, what are you going to do? Just send me to right where I'm at right now? Like this, I'm already here. You can't cancel people. It's not even a thing. I don't believe it's true. You just be yourself, do your own inner work, do your own healing. The only reason I'm here alive today in my best form is because I've made a trillion mistakes and I've grown and I apologize and you learn from mistakes and you be honest with yourself and you grow. You do the work. You get therapy. I do hyperbaric oxygen, lens neurofeedback, acupuncture, craniosacral, yoga, breath work, working out, cardio, invest in your social relationships, reading, learning, growing. I mean, I think the key to life and staying alive after nearly dying a few times and being literally neurologically disabled temporarily is you got to move and grow. You got to learn, move, and grow. So like if you're moving and you're learning, you're living. If you're not moving or not learning, you're slowly dying. And that's true at any age. So, just keep pulling new rabbits out of a hat. Stay down with mastery of the things you'd like to focus on. And what the fuck do I know? But those are my thoughts. Queen Shay, Prince Logan. What's up? All right, this one's Born Canceled. You can't cancel your life dancer. Ask you questions, I'll feed you answers. Soul too real and my heart too handsome. Pay no mind to your terrorist ransom. Cause I'm born canceled. Born canceled. Born canceled. Born canceled. I ain't stressing misperceptions of my intentions, living true. Get my message of disrespect, I can't block my blessings, swerving you. I know why I does it, so the crowd can call me crazy. You can shade, betray, or hate me, I'm still sleeping like a baby. I don't even care, but I care too much. I don't even care, you don't care too much. I don't even care, so I care too much. I don't even care, cause I care too much. Why y'all talking shit? Oops, I had to call you bitch. I be on my Philly shit. You mad at what reality is? I don't know about much of my call it. Universe calls with a proper assignment. New concepts, so they push back on me. Not a shock jock, but the truth for homie. I like to hear diverse ideas. Spare me your how you bitch. I just noticed now, I love this backdrop, and this is what I've been podcasting on for years. I'm also going to do some outside with like trees and nature, and we're going to switch it up every time. Right now, it does seem like I might be doing a hostage video. There's no one right here holding a sword to my neck. I promise you that. See, no, but yep, see, yep. The system is very good. The system is fine. I think I'm trying to think what's a good one to end on. We're going to end on a beautiful song for y'all. And it's going to be Human. The final song on the Jeeba soundtrack is called Human. Produced by Revel Producers. Got some amazing strings on it from local Gulfportian who just came by the house sometime, and I'm sure we all feel this way sometimes. Love you all. This will be me signing off after this. Catch me back here next Friday at 9 a.m. PST, 12 p.m. EST. Shoot some questions in email, text, DM, whatever, and I'll answer them. And let's keep it wavy. Have a beautiful week. And around, thinking too much out loud. I need to live my life now. Put my feet on the ground, take my head out my ass and put it back in the clouds. Yeah, I was made for flying, I ain't meant to be down. Yeah, pain attract nothing but a bunch more pain. Like where you bite your lip once, you're gonna bite it again. File things short as lame and turn it into a game. That delusional optimism is what keeps me insane. But accepting I'm human is what keeps me sane. So I gotta admit, feeling human is lame. Sometimes I fly way too damn high, and sometimes I hurt really, really bad. We're all human. Let's love each other. See you next week.